the intent behind that, because in this case we get to zoom in and see it. But if you're sitting on a field, then that might not be the case. I love that they use a change of color here, but then thinking of the tones, and again thinking about your stage, it might end up blending. I would feel like blending from uniform to field. I don't know if you guys feel the same way about that.
It would certainly be close, and it would depend on how green the field was and what time of day it was, probably.
True.
And under the lights, probably it would be all right, but in the daytime, especially when the sun's in any number of angles. So setting yourself up for success by not having to rely on those things would be good.
Yeah, I love that.
It's got a little more color.
A little bit more color behind it. Almost wish it was in the same family of color, but maybe just a little bit brighter. So I love the little squares in the corner, and I like what that is. Maybe you could pop a little bit more, and then the gradient on the side, so you could really read that.
So for Macabre, we have this black, red, and gray outfits to kind of show off the morbid darkness of the elements.
Wow.
Ooh, I love the red.
Me too. I love how it's stamped out.
And that texture, it looks like it's a burlap sack that's got printing on it, but it's not, it's a mesh.
Oh, it does.
I didn't even notice the spider webs on the sleeves either.
All right. Lots of subtleties that are, well, we talk about being seen from the front, but we are seen from up close, and that's also pretty darn cool.
Yeah, I love the accessories on these ones, the printed buckles.
Yeah, love the chest piece. Ties it into, because I think the band had it on theirs as well, but it was a little bit more faded.
Yeah.
And this is more predominant. So that's a cool way to do it and subtly approach it. Like if you zoom into that, you can see that.
Yeah, at the top.
It's
shadowed.
It's in background. Yeah. And then really sticks out there. I think that's really cool. Cool way to do that. Ooh.
Love that pattern. Well, I guess it's multiple patterns. It looks like a layering of two different patterns.
Yeah, like the grayish almost looks like Dia de los Muertos, like the Day of the Dead kind of skull pattern.
And then that red fleur de lis.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I kind of like the busyness of that, and how that would tie in with everything else coming from that. Yeah, and kind of went for the same thing here. Maybe the red on the flag could have been a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
And again, broken record. I feel like I've said that for most of them. But definitely maybe the red is a little bit brighter, or just like a different approach to color on that.
Up next is Ethan with show themes Babylonia, Cleopatra, and Coven.
Ooh.
The colors are pretty.
Yeah, the colors are really pretty. That green down on the sleeve, it's almost like a color you wouldn't expect, but it works really well with how it's blending on that, and it gives you a darkness and a brightness to it that you wouldn't really expect. I really do like how the arm develops on that.
Yeah, it feels like the sunset scene was stretched down onto the arm, except the green is a little bit brighter than the yellow, but yeah, that's neat how that ties together.
Yeah, cool. And then brings it on to the tunic. Can definitely see more of the sand and print on the tunic, and the way that it blends down into that. Nice. It's a nice bright color.
It's a very pretty graphic, yeah.
Yeah, and that we were talking about the color of the desert. That's a nice bright desert scene as opposed to being drab and sad.
Yeah.
I am noticing, I don't know if you guys see it too, this stark diagonal line going down the straight center of it. I think that is going to make that flag spin a little choppy. It didn't bother me at first, but when I looked at it, I started thinking about how it was going to spin, that curve versus that straight diagonal going through it.
Yeah, I could see that. Would you place it flat if you're thinking about it spinning, or would you place it more at a diagonal than it actually is?
I don't know. I think that just concerns me, like seeing a straight line right in the center of the flag.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't bother me, or maybe I would enlarge it and make the curvy part of the hill take up more of the center.
Yeah.
What if the flag was square or rectangle, and then that line was evened out? I don't know. I think that's the I don't know if maybe it's the thing of what you're saying is what's hard for me is the arch of the shape against that diagonal.
Yeah,
That's
maybe that line could have been morphed to like curve down a little bit towards the end, so it wasn't just a straight
instead of being so like that. I could see that. So it would definitely be one of those that you would have to test out.
Yeah.
Yeah, consistent print all the way across. Same comment. Sometimes just if your intent is for the entire thing or the entire package to be the same, just playing with tones, even if the print is the same, just playing with a different way to give a different look across the board, or finding just different ways to tie it in so it's not all just the same.
Yeah, again, same comment here around that midsection. It's just that solid brown. Or is it going to go straight to it?
I think that's a very practical thing to keep in mind, because a lot of times when we're designing these things, we're thinking about that figure that we're seeing right here. And it's not always that figure. And especially, when you're not a top 12 drum corps where everybody's going all summer long and training, you've got all shapes and sizes, and it really has to be a major consideration when you're doing these designs.
Yes, everything has to be flattering.
Ooh,
Cool.
Oh, I love the chest piece. Is there something on the arm?
yeah. Oh, the moon. Faces of the moon? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's the
Faces
faces
of
of
the
the moon.
Oh, cool.
I do like that. I wonder what it would look like if it was stretched out all the way down and maybe just a little bit more enlarged. But I also do like what it is. But I, sometimes just looking at it, if it took more of a little bit more just to give it a little bit more pop. But I really do like the chest piece and the cross over it.
The way that the sleeves work there, it's almost like a gauntlet. It's like it has a black gauntlet at the bottom.
Okay,
So,
there we go.
I don't. Maybe that was intentional.
Cool. Oh, I like the change of that with the purple. Does it have the same chest piece in the front? Oh, cool. Yeah, more highlighted.
It doesn't have the straps. It has the pentagram, but
Just
not
the
the
pentagram.
straps.
Yeah, I do like the purple. So it's like, again, it was the same idea ish, and then they changed it with a color approach that makes this a completely different way to look at it.
Nice.
That
Tying
one
it all
much
in.
more matches the band.
Yeah.
I think for both the band top and this tunic, I think I would like it just a little bit more. The crackle of the purple was a little bit more vibrant, so I could actually I know I won't be able to see that from far away.
And it would tie you into the unitard.
Yeah,
It's a cool way to do that.
yeah,
as
that's
well.
hard to see from far away.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said this a bunch of times too, but the idea of maybe highlighting the edges, putting a glow on it so that it pops off the black just a little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
This is awesome. I
This
think
is
this is gorgeous.
so good.
Colors are great, and I just think of that Boston Crusaders moment. They said, she will burn.
That is cool. I wonder what it would look like if the placement of the pentagram was towards the pole side. Do you think that would look different?
Yeah,
on
I
that?
do. Because right now my focus goes to that big pink in the bottom part, like near the bottom seam, and that's what I'm going to watch when it spins.
Yeah, so maybe if we just took that over there and kind of opened it more and then find a different placement.
Yeah,
Because now I feel like you're fighting with two focal points in the flag.
for sure.
But I do love the colors. I do love how that blends. I might have would probably just played with the placement of the pentagram. Nice. Yeah, I really like this one a lot.
So edgy.
Yeah. I think that idea of brightening up the purple all the way across, and I'm not even thinking lighter purple, I'm thinking deeper or more vibrant.
Yeah.
More vibrant. Maybe it's a little of that pink. I don't know.
Maybe. Almost like a neon.
Yes. Oof.
Nice. Colors.
Yeah, I like this one.
I love how the hieroglyphs some of them are highlighted by the color splashes.
Yeah, I love the blue against that too, and it makes it, like we've been talking about earlier, just gives that little pop that sometimes we're missing when you're using tones that tend to be lighter or darker.
Yeah, it's almost as if for the band top and this one, it's like that scarab is climbing out of something in the ground to go into to get to this hieroglyph that's making it lighter. It's like kind of telling a story as you look through the garment.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how that also matches what that is. Ooh, I love the blue in the
I
center.
love that blue crackle.
Yeah.
That is nicely done.
Yeah. See, and sometimes when you make the choice of using the same symbol across the board, it works for you if you create different changes to the uniform. So there's a sameness to it, but then you played with placement and you played with making it look different but the same, which is what makes it work.
It's unified.
Yeah, without looking exactly the same.
Yeah, the legs on that unitard were also a new addition. It was a different pattern we hadn't seen yet. That was cool. And it kind of looked like pyramids, even though this is Cleopatra.
With the flag, I wish there was more blue going into it to really cut off that brown that we've already seen on the uniforms. Maybe if it like engulfed it just a little bit more than what it is right now, that would definitely create a different look for that. And finishes tying it in as well. And gives you that pop of color when they're spinning.